All right. So today we're going to be taking a look at something that you might not think about too often, which is Windows updates. Everyone knows they happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're annoying. But have you ever stopped to consider what makes the whole process work?
Yeah, it's one of those things you just take for granted.
Yeah.
But there's a whole system back there working behind the scenes, constantly evolving to keep your Windows experience smooth and secure.
So let's unpack this a little bit. When we talk about what makes Windows updates work, we're talking about servicing stack updates or SSUs.
That's right.
So what are those and why should we care?
You can think of SSUs as the foundation for the entire Windows update system.
Okay.
They're like the engine that powers everything.
Right.
Downloading, installing, managing all the updates. Without a solid servicing stack, the updates would be unreliable, messy, potentially dangerous.
So it's kind of like building a house on a shaky foundation.
Exactly.
You might get a few walls up.
Right.
But eventually, the whole thing's going to crumble.
It's all going to come crashing down.
Yeah.
And that's why SSUs are so crucial.
Yeah.
They keep that foundation strong and stable.
Okay.
And it's not just about avoiding those occasional annoying reboots.
Right.
It's about ensuring that the entire update process is reliable and secure.
So I know Microsoft has been investing in Windows servicing for years now.
Yes.
How have SSUs evolved over time?
Well, what's fascinating is that Microsoft has consistently been working to improve these behind-the-scenes mechanisms.
Okay.
They've made significant strides in enhancing security, boosting efficiency, and even improving error handling and recovery.
So these aren't just minor tweaks here and there?
No, not at all. Okay. Remember how Windows 11 version 24H2 made updates install a whopping 45% faster?
Yep.
And even reduced CPU usage by 25%.
Wow.
That's a direct result of the improvements that they've made to the servicing stack.
Okay.
It's all about minimizing disruption to your workflow.
Right.
And making the update process as smooth as possible.
So this is where it gets really interesting to me.
Okay.
Let's talk about hotpatching.
Yes.
The idea that you don't have to restart your computer to get security updates?
Right.
That sounds almost too good to be true.
It's one of the most exciting developments in Windows servicing, for sure.
Okay.
Hotpatching allows those crucial security updates to be applied without requiring you to restart your system.
So how does that actually work?
It's actually pretty clever.
Okay.
You start with an initial baseline update that does require a reboot.
Okay.
Think of it as setting the stage for hot patching.
Gotcha.
Once that's done.
Yeah.
Subsequent security updates can be applied directly to your system's memory.
Okay.
While it's still running.
Okay.
No reboot needed.
So you need one reboot, and then after that,
that's right,
you're good to go.
Exactly. And it's even better.
What's that?
Enabling hot patching is surprisingly easy.
Really?
You can do it right through Intune.
Okay.
In the Windows Update settings. It's a simple checkbox, and boom, you've significantly reduced user pain in your environment.
So we'll definitely have to walk our listeners through that process later on.
Yeah, that would go.
But before we get too deep into the specifics of hot patching,
sure.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Hot patching seems like a huge leap forward.
It is.
Is this the end of the road for update advancements?
I think this is just one part of a larger journey. Microsoft is constantly investing in making updates smoother.
Right.
Less disruptive. And more secure.
Yeah.
Hot patching is a major milestone, but it's certainly not the final destination.
Our sources hinted at some pretty fascinating future possibilities.
Okay.
Especially with AI and predictive analytics.
Yes.
What's the big picture here?
What's really intriguing is this idea of leveraging AI to not only fix problems, but to anticipate and prevent them altogether.
So before they even happen.
Exactly.
Wow.
Imagine your computer being able to predict and resolve update issues before they even arise.
That's some next level stuff.
It is, yeah.
That's like having a personal tech support guru.
Exactly.
Built right into your system.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And it all starts with those often overlooked servicing stack updates.
Right.
They're the unsung heroes laying the groundwork for a future where updates are seamless.
Okay.
Invisible.
Yeah.
And completely hassle-free.
So while we might not always think about them,
true,
those SSUs are playing a crucial role in shaping the future of Windows.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating journey of continuous improvement, and I'm really excited to see what innovations come next.
All right, so let's take a closer look at how to actually enable hot patching.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like something our listeners would definitely want to try out.
Sounds good to me. Cool. Okay, so let's walk through how to actually enable hot patching using Intune.
Okay.
It's surprisingly straightforward.
Okay, good.
So first you'll head over to your Intune console.
Okay.
And navigate to the Windows Update section.
Gotcha.
Then look for the Quality Updates tab.
Okay.
And click on Create.
Mm-hmm.
Then select Windows Quality Update Policy.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll want to give your policy a descriptive name so you can easily find it later.
Yeah, makes sense. Organization is key.
Absolutely. And now here's the crucial part.
Okay.
Look for the option that says, when available, apply without restarting the device. Hot patch.
Yeah.
Make sure that box is checked.
So just a simple checkbox and we're good to go.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Next, you'll need to assign this policy to the relevant device groups in your organization. Mm-hmm. This is a straightforward process. Just search for the groups you want to target and select them.
Okay, so far so good. What's the final step?
Save the policy.
Okay.
And that's it.
Wow.
The devices in those groups will be set up to receive hot patches whenever they're available.
That was way easier than I expected.
All right.
I'm sure our listeners are going to appreciate how simple that is.
I think so, too. It's a great example of how Microsoft is really trying to streamline these processes and make life easier for IT admins.
Now, you mentioned that when these hot patches are applied, we might see the term hot patch capable.
That's right.
In the patch name.
Exactly.
Okay, so is that right?
That's right. It helps you quickly identify which updates were installed using this new technology.
Gotcha.
Just a handy little indicator.
So while hot patching is a fantastic feature, it's probably not a complete replacement for all reboots.
That's an important point. While it drastically reduces the number of reboots.
Okay.
There might still be occasions when a full reboot is necessary to apply certain types of updates.
It's like any new technology.
Yeah.
It's not a magic bullet.
Right.
But a significant step forward.
Exactly. It's about progress, not perfection.
Right.
And this definitely brings us closer to that ideal of minimizing disruption and keeping systems running smoothly.
So beyond hot patching, our sources also touched on some general best practices for managing servicing stack updates.
Okay.
What are some key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, one of the most important things is to stay informed.
Okay.
Microsoft releases notes with each SSU detailing what it addresses and how it might impact your systems.
So basically, do your homework and be prepared.
Right. That way you can plan your update strategy proactively and avoid any surprises.
What about automation? Is that something we should be embracing with SSUs?
Absolutely. Whenever possible, allow SSUs to install automatically.
Yeah.
This ensures that your systems always have the latest servicing stack.
Right.
Minimizing the risk of those pesky update failures and security vulnerabilities.
That makes a lot of sense. But even with automation, things don't always go perfectly.
You're right. Systems can be unpredictable.
Yeah.
And updates can occasionally encounter hiccups.
Right.
Having a solid troubleshooting plan is crucial.
So what does a good troubleshooting plan look like in this context?
Well, first, get familiar with the various Windows update logs, like the CBS log and the Windows update log. Mm-hmm. These can provide valuable insights into what's happening behind the scenes and help you diagnose any issues.
So it's kind of like having a detective's notebook.
Exactly.
For your computer, helping you track down the culprit behind any update problems.
That's a great way to put it. And don't forget about the event viewer either. Yeah. It's a goldmine of information, particularly the logs related to servicing and system events.
Now, for those managing updates in larger organizations, what tools or strategies can help streamline things?
Consider using Intune with Windows Update for Business or Windows Auto Patch.
Okay.
These tools can streamline the update process, improve visibility, and reduce the overall management overhead.
That sounds like it could save IT teams a lot of time and headaches.
It definitely can. And remember, whether you're managing a single device or an entire enterprise, testing is crucial before rolling out any major update.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Better to catch any potential issues in a controlled environment than to have them impact your entire user base.
Exactly. Start with a small group of test devices and gradually expand the rollout as you gain confidence.
So phased approach is the way to go.
Absolutely. And one final but crucial point. Communication is key. Keep users informed about upcoming updates, the benefits they bring, and any potential downtime they might experience.
Clear communication definitely helps reduce anxiety and ensures a smoother transition for everyone involved.
Now, you mentioned earlier that hot patching isn't the end of the road for Windows servicing advancements.
Right.
What else does the future hold for updates?
Yeah.
And how can our listeners stay on top of the latest developments?
That's a great question, and one I'm eager to explore further. Our sources pointed to some particularly exciting possibilities, especially when it comes to AI and the evolution of the entire update process. Let's dive into that next. All right, so let's talk about the future of Windows servicing. Our sources hinted at some pretty exciting advancements on the horizon.
Yes.
What's got you particularly fired up?
One area that has me really intrigued is the potential for greater integration of AI and predictive analytics.
So we touched on this a little bit earlier.
Yes.
Can you expand on that? Like, what kind of impact could AI have on the update experience?
Just imagine a world where your computer can anticipate and resolve update issues before they even occur.
So instead of reacting to problems,
right,
our systems would be proactively preventing them.
Exactly. Microsoft is already using some level of AI in Windows Update for Business and Auto Patch.
Right.
But we can expect to see even more sophisticated applications in the future.
Okay.
Think about it. Your computer could learn from its own update history, as well as data from millions of other devices to identify potential issues.
Yeah.
And apply fixes before they even become a problem.
It's almost like having a virtual IT expert constantly monitoring and optimizing your system behind the scenes.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And as these AI-powered systems gather more data, they'll become even better at predicting and preventing problems.
Right.
Leading to a smoother, more reliable Windows experience for everyone.
It's incredible to think how far things have come.
I know.
From those early days of manual updates and constant reboots.
Yes.
We're now on the cusp of having systems that can practically fix themselves.
It really highlights the power of continuous innovation and Microsoft's commitment to making Windows the best it can be.
Now, besides AI,
yeah,
are there any other trends or developments we should be keeping an eye on?
Absolutely. Alongside these technological advancements,
right,
I think we'll see an even greater emphasis on user feedback.
That makes sense. After all, updates are ultimately about improving the user experience.
Exactly. Microsoft is constantly gathering telemetry data and user feedback to understand how updates are performing in real-world environments. This data is invaluable for fine-tuning the update process, identifying areas for improvement,
right,
and ultimately making updates more reliable and user-friendly.
So it's a continuous cycle of improvement.
Yes.
Driven by both technological advancements and user input.
Precisely. And I think we'll also see further streamlining of the update process itself.
Okay.
Microsoft is always working to simplify things, both for IT administrators and end users.
Right.
We might see tighter integration between SSUs and other update packages, reducing the need for manual intervention. And making updates virtually invisible to the average user.
It's all about making updates as seamless and unobtrusive as possible.
Exactly. The goal is for updates to fade into the background.
Yeah.
Happening automatically and efficiently.
Right.
Without disrupting your workflow or requiring any thought or effort on your part.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of Windows servicing stack updates, what are the key takeaways you want our listeners to remember?
Well, first and foremost, don't underestimate the importance of these often overlooked updates.
Yeah.
They're the unsung heroes that ensure a smooth, secure, and efficient Windows experience.
And while they might seem mundane, they're constantly evolving and improving.
That's right.
Laying the groundwork for a future where updates are seamless and hassle-free.
Absolutely. Embrace automation whenever possible.
Okay.
Allowing SSUs to install automatically and using tools like Intune and AutoPatch to streamline the process.
Right.
Stay informed about new developments and best practices.
Right.
And remember, troubleshooting is a part of life.
Yeah.
So be prepared to handle any hiccups that might arise.
Excellent advice. It's clear that the world of Windows servicing is a dynamic and fascinating one.
It is.
And it's been a pleasure exploring it with you today.
The pleasure was all mine. It's always exciting to delve into these topics and shed light on the behind-the-scenes work that goes into making our digital lives better.
And for those who are eager to learn more, we'll be sure to include links to some helpful resources in the show notes.
Great idea. There's always more to explore.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into Windows servicing stack updates. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.
And until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.